There we go. I've now got down to the ash tree, and I don't know how well you can make this out on here, but this tree is absolutely covered in ash keys, or seeds if you like. We'll go and have a little closer look. It's a nice colour because the seeds are a lot lighter in colour than the leaves, and they hang like well, a bunch of keys really. I always call them ash keys. I think that's not a technical term, but if I pull them off, there we go, like a bunch of keys if you like, or a bunch of bananas I suppose. And these are the seeds. They hang around for quite a while, and all those, each one of those is an individual seed. There you go, there's one. There's a dried out one next to it I just dropped. But if you look at the tree, absolutely covered in them. The big worrying thing with this ash dieback disease is how long these trees will be here. It's hard to know exactly what's going to happen. There's no sign of it here yet, but I hear in Somerset, which isn't that far away, there is an outbreak of ash dieback, mostly affecting young trees, but who knows, with what it's done in Europe, it could devastate these trees. So I might be looking at something in a few years' time I won't be able to see, which is quite sad really. Anyway, let's just leave it at that. So that's another autumn seed or fruit. Oh, actually I've just noticed next to it, growing next to it, is a field maple, and that has got little keys as well, but they're slightly different than the ash tree. Anyway, I'll take one off. Looks a bit like a sycamore seed. This is a field maple, and that's the little seed from a field maple. It's got like wings on it. So slightly different from the ash key. If I can compare and contrast, there's the ash and there's the field maple. So that was a bit of luck really to see those two together. I think there's a field maple actually growing up in the middle of this tree. They've sort of intertwined, which is a bit bizarre. Yeah, there it is. That branch coming out on the right is field maple, and on the left is the ash, and you can see the field maple is more on this side of the tree. It's unusual. Right, so let's go and have a look at just a quick one over here. Something else. There's some wild pears growing in the hedge. You don't see these very often. This is a pear tree from a hedge that I laid a few years ago. I left this tree, and if you look on it, you can just make out a few pears growing on it. I think there were a lot more earlier, but a lot of them have fallen off now. There it is. I've no idea what they taste like, probably horrible. And that's a wild pear tree growing in this field. Much in the same way as you get crab apples, you get some other wild fruits, which I guess thousands of years ago were used by breeders to establish orchards. And you can see it's just growing out of the hedgerow. Anyway, that's enough of this for today.